you guys. I know you like it here, but it's time for rest and recreation.
You're right. I'll see you later.
What's the problem this time, John?
It won't fit. I can't make it fit. I'll have to cut it.
You can't cut the warden's editorial. Take out the cartoon. But do it in the morning when you're fresh.
Oh, okay. Aren't you coming?
No rest for trustees. I gotta paste up the copy for next week. I'll see you at Chow.
Yeah, see ya.
Did you get over to my mother's grave?
On Tuesday.
Did you bring flowers?
Of course.
What kind?
Roses.
You know she liked lilacs.
She can't smell them anymore, Jed, and I like roses. Okay, next time I'll take her lilacs. Things okay?
I finished.
The whole million?
Give or take a few thou.
Jed Finnegan, you really are something counterfeiting while in the joint. If I'd known we had something to really celebrate, I'd have made something really special.
It's too early to celebrate. We've got some decisions to make.
I know, dear, but first, it's a new recipe.
What is it?
Goulash.
Hungarian goulash?
Norwegian. Instead of beef, I used sardines.
Norwegian goulash.
Bye, Warden. See you again.
Bye-bye.
Here comes the warden.
Oh, good seeing you, Mrs. Finnegan. Jed?
Afternoon, warden.
You're just in time to join us for a bite of lunch. I have enough.
No, thank you, really, but I don't want to interrupt your Sunday. I just want to tell you how proud I am of Jed's latest watercolors. You know, I made him an offer. Make him consider it. Bye-bye.
Hi.
Hi, Warden. What offer?
He thinks my painting should be exhibited on the outside. He's going to set it up for me.
He took the bait. What did you say?
I said I'd consider it.
Jed Finnegan, you're too much. Have some goulash.
No, thanks, Emily. I'm too excited to eat. And anyway, we've got a lot of ground to cover.
Like what?
I think I found a man to work with you on the outside.
Oh.
What does that mean?
Oh, nothing. I know we planned it this way, dear, but I just kept hoping we could wait till you got out.
Emily, that's a year from now. It's too risky to wait.
You're right, dear, of course.
Well, should we go see him? He's the second story man. An artist on wheels. All around pro. And to top it, he gets out in a month.
Who is it, the dark trunks or the light trunks?
It's the referee.
All right, time. Hey, how you doing, Teach?
He's in the art class I teach. Calvin Baker is my wife, Emily.
Nice meeting you, Calvin.
Oh, everybody calls me Baker. How come you never mentioned you had a wife? If I had somebody like you waiting, I'd bust out of this place.
Listen to him. Don't you know someone with the name of Finnegan recognizes Blarney when she hears it? Is your wife here?
Wife? I have not met the woman yet who is deserving of big, beautiful me. Yeah, I'll get you later. I gotta check on my body. All right, you guys, let's go. Come on, Rod.
What do you think?
I like him. Has he agreed?
I don't know. I haven't asked him yet. Very painterly. You might try using the umber right from the tube.
Well, Teach, what do you think?
Beautiful. A real work of art.
I think it's nice, but I don't know about that art stuff.
It is. You take raw materials of no value and turn it into a new object of great value. That's a work of art. Let me show you an example. Well, is that a work of art?
Well, I'm not too familiar with this form of art, but it seems to have potential.
Interested?
Interested. You printed $1 million right here? Oh, that's beautiful, man. Right here. That's really too much. That is too much. How you gonna get it out of here?
Don't worry, I've got a plan.
I bet you do. So I'm guessing that you want me to pass it on the outside, right?
Wrong. You'd be caught in a week.
Stuff looks real to me.
You'd be spotted by the first bank teller in town. Believe me.
I believe you. I believe you. How did you learn how to do this anyway? I mean, you ain't in here for counterfeiting.
No. I learned my trade on the inside. But first of all, I learned what mistakes not to make. I studied at the feet of the masters, the best bogus money makers in the joint. And they all had one thing in common. They were in the joint. Making the money is one thing. Passing it's another.
So,
I decided before I even went into the business, I'd figure out a better way to distribute the merchandise.
what is that way?
Pass the whole $1 million at one time.
At one time?
switch it dollar for a payroll, a cash payroll.
How you gonna find a cash payroll that big?
Only place I know, an army base before payday.
Oh, man, you don't pick 'em easy.
You've had harder jobs than that. Besides, I'll do all the planning for you.
Teach? I'm tempted to give it a try. What's the split?
50-50.
I'll give it a try. Teach. What do I have to do to get ready?
Nothing. Not a thing. Till you get released. And you get in touch with Emily. She'll guide you the rest of the way.
Emily?
My wife. You met her.
Yeah, but,
Don't let her appearance fool you. She's got a first-class criminal mind.
Whatever you say.
Oh, Baker.
Yeah?
I better warn you about one thing.
What's that?
Emily's cooking.
Hi.
Good to see you out, Baker. Come in. I figured you'd miss eating soul food.
Soul food?
Smells good, doesn't it?
Oh, you shouldn't have gone to all this trouble. Why don't you just turn everything off and we'll go out and I'll buy you a corned beef sandwich.
Think of it. Greens, collard, turnips, and mustard. Ham hocks, gravy. It's been cooking 4 hours.
I can tell.
And I got cornbread and oven, the whole works.
Mrs. Finnegan, I don't know how to say this, but...
You don't have to say anything. I understand. You're overwhelmed. Now, would you like a beer until dinner's ready?
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Now, can we get down to business?
Why, yes, of course. Why don't we go into the living room?
Jed told me you were researching the local army base.
Baker, this isn't going to be easy, but I think we have to start off our relationship in absolute honesty. Sit down, please. Baker, my husband is the brightest man I know, so when he makes a mistake, it's a very rare thing. You must understand that.
Jed made a mistake?
The Army doesn't have payrolls anymore. Pay by computer check.
No one gets cash?
No one. Oh, pretty soon we're going to have to find a new business, Baker. Money's obsolete.
Are you saying the job is off?
No. It's just that I have to find a new payroll.
Well, you got a lead?
Well, I checked out the state unemployment center. It looked good, and then I thought we'd be ripping off all those poor, unfortunate people. It didn't seem right.
Yeah, I see what you mean.
And I came up with a real brainstorm. I'm checking it out now.
What is it?
Oh, I'm not going to tell you till I'm sure if it'll work.
Well, can you give me a little hint?
Well, I'll tell you this much. If it does check out, it will not only be the perfect crime, but no one will ever know the money is gone, and we'll be doing the government a service as well.
Mrs. Finnegan, you will tell me about it someday, won't you?
Oh, you'll be the first to know.
I'm sorry that I'm late with it.
That's okay. John set this in the warden's usual space.
Say, that's a new one, isn't it? I like it.
Oh, thank you. You know, I've been thinking about what you said.
About showing your watercolors?
Yeah, I guess I really haven't been fair to Emily. She could get the money for them, couldn't she?
Oh, sure, yes. Why, do you want me to put them up for sale?
Well, before Cal Baker was released, we were talking about maybe opening up a showroom, you know, a gallery, and he could run it until I got out.
Oh, I think that's a fine idea. As a matter of fact, that is exactly what Operation Self-Help and the training programs are all about.
Then it's okay if I ship the paintings out to a gallery?
Sure, I'll make all the arrangements just as soon as you're ready.
Oh, that's mighty fine.
And that is not all. I am going to be your first customer. How much do you want for that one?
Oh, well, I hadn't really thought about that.
Well, when you decide what's a fair price, that's what I'll pay you. Ah, yes. There is a place for this in my office.
Warden,
Jed, I am not going to take no for an answer. And don't you be so timid. You just charge me what it's worth. And I'll get on that gallery thing right away.
Come in. Mr. Davis? I'm Cal Baker.
Yeah, Baker. Sit down. Warden Canfield called me.
About me?
About you and Jed Finnegan.
Yeah? Is that right?
Yes, about the art gallery you want to open.
Oh, that. Well, we all have our dreams.
Look, Baker, this whole thing is very irregular, if you ask me. But I'm here to help you until you give me a reason not to. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I know a man who's hired some parolees on my recommendation. He owns some stores. Now, if there's one empty, I think I can get it for you rent-free.
A store?
Yes. For your art gallery. Now, you can't beat the price.
No, you can't beat the price.
How did it go?
I can't believe that husband of yours. He's too much.
Why?
Well, he told me he knew how to get the counterfeit out of the jail, but he didn't tell me he was going to have the warden and my parole officer do it for us.
Jed's always had a sense of humor.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Say, is this the right way to your place?
No.
Then why are we going this way?
I want to show you a building.
What building?
The one you're going to break into.
All right. What is it?
Treasury Subcenter, District 15.
You sure?
I called and asked. People will tell you anything on the phone.
What's inside?
Old money,
Old money.
retired money, money to be destroyed.
No, they do that in Washington.
There are more than a dozen regional centers in this country where retired money is burned. This one is ours.
You mean to tell me this is where they...
Burn the money, yes. Every Friday at noon, they go into their vault and incinerate an average of $3.2 million in currency of every denomination.
So all we have to do is get in, switch ours for theirs. But they burn theirs anyway.
Right on, Baker. Can you get in there?
Well, it's not impossible, but there's a lot more I got to know. The kind of vault they've got, the vault alarm setup.
I'm sure I can find out.
How?
Well, there are lots of places friendly women my age can get into that just aren't accessible to others.
Emily, Jed was right. He said you were some very special kind of person.
Morning, ma'am.
Can you tell me where Jeff is?
Jeff?
My son.
What's his last name?
Well, same as mine. Silly. How could you know that? Franklin.
Oh, I know all the guards. There's no Jeff Franklin.
But he works here. He's tall. Taller than you. He's got red hair, you know, cut kind of like what they call mod.
No, I'm sorry, ma'am. No one working here answers that description.
But I've dropped him off here in his uniform with the lunch I fixed for him.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Franklin. Your son doesn't work here.
But he must. Why would he tell me he worked here if he didn't?
I don't know.
Are you saying my son lied to me?
Well, I don't know if he lied to you or not.
My Jeff wouldn't lie. Why are you lying? Something must be wrong.
Well, now, don't get excited, Mrs. Franklin. Nothing's wrong.
Then tell me what's happened to him.
How can I tell you what happened to someone I don't even know?
I want to know what's happened to my son.
Huh, take over the gate. Ma'am! Ma'am, please, please. No one's allowed in the building.
He's been hurt, hasn't he? Oh, my, he's been shot. He's been shot, and you're afraid to tell me.
Oh, ma'am, no one's been shot. Everything's fine. Come on, you can talk to the guard commander.
Turner, Public Relations. Well, it seems the guard commander doesn't know of your son. Oh, but that doesn't mean he might not be here. So they're going to check all our back records. And I hope you don't mind waiting out here. I know it's not comfortable, but then we're not used to having visitors.
You're being so kind. Tell them not to hurry. I'll be patient. You certainly keep those neat.
We try, ma'am.
How much in each of those,
Bundles, ma'am. We call them bundles. 1,000 bills per bundle.
all those different band colors?
One for each denomination. 20s, 50s, 100s. Open up.
My, everyone's so busy. Is it like this on the night shift, too?
You know, ma'am, we don't have a night shift.
Not even guards.
Sure, a few guards, some guard dogs. But we don't need much with our new alarm system, you see.
Well, isn't that wonderful? How does that work?
Well, you see that metal apron in front of the vault? Well, actually, that's an electronic plate. You can't get within 10 feet of the vault without stepping on it and setting it off.
Well, surely some smart burglar could cut the power or something.
Not this baby. Automatically powered by remote radio waves to and from police headquarters. Very advanced stuff.
How much weight does it take to set it off? I mean, couldn't a skinny burglar get by it?
No. I saw it demonstrated. You know what they used to set it off? A feather.
A feather? Well, really, I never heard of anything like that before. That must make you all feel terribly safe. Are they gone?
Every 15 minutes on the dot.
And what about the dogs and the guards inside the building?
Well, the dogs I can handle. The guards, well, if they stay on schedule the way you doped it out, they won't even know we're in there. All those things we can handle. What I can't handle is that alarm apron in front of the vault. A feather sets it off, they said?
That's what they said.
Well, I've never ran into that kind of alarm. Jed is just going to have to figure out some way to get around it.
An electronic plate?
From wall to wall. 10, maybe 12 feet square.
What about the vault?
Well, from Emily's description, it's pretty standard.
Say, isn't she something? The place where they burn the money. She's got a first-class criminal mind.
I say. And a memory for details. The map she drew inside. Now, you notice that the walls and the ceiling are made of steel, and there's no way to get in through the back. How about it, Teach? Can you think of a way to get past that alarm?
There's a way. I just have to find it. I wonder if Big Maury would know.
Big Maury Kowalski? I thought he was in solitary for beating a guy to a pulp.
He was. He's out in close confinement now. If I can just figure a way to see him alone.
Oh, you better watch yourself, Teach. If you come up on the wrong side of Big Maury, he'll rip your head off.
Hi. Maury Kowalski?
What about it?
I got a special pass from the warden to see you.
Who are you?
Jed Finnegan.
Yeah. Run the print shop.
Right. I'd like to talk to you. Mind if I sit down?
I mind.
I see. Well, do you mind standing up? I don't like talking to the top of your hat.
This better be good.
Oh, that's better.
Come on, get to the point.
Well, I need some information.
About?
Remote-activated electronic alarms.
You didn't get a pass to see me telling the warden that.
No. I said I wanted to do a story for the paper about your fight. I said we all knew Ferguson's side, but no one has heard yours.
Finnegan, you're a screwball.
Maybe, but I got the pass.
I'll make a deal with you. I'll answer your questions if you'll do that story.
Deal. What happened?
Polish joke.
What?
One too many Polish jokes. I promised myself I'd belt the next guy that told me one. Ferguson was it. Will the warden let you print that?
I'll do my best to convince him.
So, what can I tell you about electronic alarm plates?
Are they foolproof?
I'm here because of one.
No way to bypass them?
No way I know of.
Is it true that just the weight of a feather will set it off?
Yeah, but it's not the weight. Anything that touches the surface breaks the beam, and bells go off in every police station in town.
Look, Maury, isn't there any way you might have theorized, but were afraid to try?
Oh, sure. Theoretically, it's very simple. You walk on the ceiling.
Walk on the ceiling?
Walk on the ceiling, hang down, open the box.
Not bad.
Hey, come on, man, I'm just kidding.
I'm not.
Either you kidding or you crazy. Walking upside down on the ceiling?
It'll work.
Oh, come on, there's no way.
Would you have said Jed could print $1 million right here in the joint?
No, but...
Would you have said there was any way for him to have the warden personally deliver it outside?
No.
So if Jed says a man can walk on the ceiling, man can walk on the ceiling.
Okay, what do you have in mind?
Electromagnetic shoes. The ceiling is made of steel, right?
Right.
Okay, look at this. Electrocoil in each metal sole. Wires travel up the legs to a belt battery pack. On-off switches for each shoe. To walk, you switch off. Take a step and switch on. Baker, it'll work. You can build it yourself.
It's brilliant, dear. You really must take out a patent on it.
Okay. Let's say it'll work. A dude is hanging from the ceiling. Then what?
He anchors a rope to another magnet. He goes down the rope, opens the box while he hangs there.
Cross the ceiling, hangs from the rope, open the box. You really don't think I could handle that, do you?
I never said you could. It'd take a trained acrobat, of course.
An acrobat, of course. An acrobat who's also a boxman. Where are you going to find such a combination?
You remember Cesar Rodriguez? Wiry guy. He worked with you in laundry detail.
Yeah. What about it?
He was a circus acrobat for 10 years before he got busted.
What did they bust him for, dear?
Cracking bank vaults on the side.
An acrobat and a boxman. There, Baker, you see. I'm looking for Cesar Rodriguez. The gentleman in Eddie's pool hall referred me.
Who are you?
Emily Finnegan, Jed's wife.
I don't know any Jed Finnegan.
You probably knew him as 24735.
I don't know anyone by that number.
Why did you open the door then?
You could have been a beautiful brown. Come on in anyway. Finnegan, he say.
Jed Finnegan. He runs a print shop in the joint.
Oh, Jed. Why don't you say so? Sure I know him.
He sent this to you.
Did I lend him some dough at the joint?
Look at it. Clothes.
Jed, that's good work.
We have $1 million worth and a plan for passing it, and we need your services.
Well, you really know how to get a guy interested. How long do you need me for?
One night.
My cut?
$250,000.
Wow. Can't beat the pay. What do I have to do?
Well, it's a little complicated. Why don't you come to dinner tonight, and I'll show you all our plans.
A free dinner? Terrific.
Do you like Puerto Rican food?
Are you kidding? Nobody here knows how to make that.
Is 7 o'clock too early?
Who's now? All right. Open.
Oh, Warden, that's wonderful.
What do you think of the frame? I made it myself.
I like it. It makes the picture more secure somehow.
Good. How would you like frames like that on all your watercolors?
Oh, but I've painted so many.
The more the merrier. I'm going to make it a project for the woodworking shop. That way they can share in a creative way, too.
Oh, Warden, that's nice. That's really nice. I can't tell you how good it feels to have all these helping hands.
Well, it ain't the Lou, but best I can get on short notice. Oh, the warden called me at 9 this morning. He's getting ready a shipment of framed watercolors, so you better get this place ready.
Oh, you bet I will. It's going to be the best little gallery in town.
Well, don't look now, but there's almost no foot traffic on this street. So you can expect weeks to go by before anyone even comes into this place.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, we'll manage somehow.
Tonight. They burn on Friday. That'll be Baker. He said he'd come after dinner.
Did he say yes?
Caesar. Cal Baker.
Laundry. You ironed.
You wash. Well, what you think?
Well, the roof setup doesn't look bad. Of course, I can think of a better way to get up and down.
Fine. We'll talk about it.
And then comes the upside-down part. You know, this is cute. It scares the pants off me.
Does that mean you're not interested?
Just because I'm scared doesn't mean I'm not interested. Actually, I work a little better with a challenge of fear. And this? Well, this is too terrifying not to try.
Well, I know you boys have a lot of planning to do, so I'll just make a fresh pot of coffee unless, Caesar, there's more food. Would you like a second helping?
Oh, yeah, terrific.
You have a nice dinner?
Oh, yeah. Goulash San Juan. Terrific.
Somebody's in the gallery. Well, greetings. Mrs. Finnegan, Parole Officer Davis is here.
Out in a minute.
Well, we haven't had a chance to unpack yet, but as you can see, there are some interesting pieces. This section is my metal sculpture.
Oh, very nice. Hey, what's this?
What does it suggest to you?
A pair of old shoes with wires and metal bottoms.
Good. That's what we'll call it. Ah, Mrs. Finnegan.
Mr. Davis, how nice of you to come.
It's a pleasure, Mrs. Finnegan. Actually, the warden asked me to stop by. He's concerned that your potential customers don't even know you're here. But I think he solved that.
Solved it. What's he done?
He scheduled a grand opening to put this place on the map. Invited all the art critics, the society crowd, and several big buyers from out of town. He's convinced that you'll sell every painting the first night.
Well, that's wonderful. You said he scheduled it already.
That's right, Thursday night. That'll give you plenty of time, right, Baker?
Oh, yes, plenty of time.
Good. Good, I'll see you Thursday.
I knew there was something we hadn't figured. It was going too good.
Now, Baker, you have only one negative quality. You despair too easily.
Hey, what's the matter? Come on, you got that look. Problems on the outside?
Yeah, something like that. Print shop, Prisoner Finnegan. Sir? For me? Yes, sir, I'll get right over. A visitor in the warden's office.
Come in, Jed.
Emily,
Hello, dear.
what are you doing here?
Now, Jed, there is nothing to worry about. But something has happened that requires a decision from you. When Mrs. Finnegan called me about it, I insisted that she come up here and tell you herself. Mrs. Finnegan.
Dear, I know how much the grand opening of the gallery means to you and how grateful you are to the warden for arranging it. But I don't know if we can go through with it now.
Well, what's happened?
It was yesterday. We had just hung the last painting when this man came in. Oh, very distinguished man. He looked around, he got terribly excited, and he cried out, "The whole thing. I must have the whole thing."
The whole thing?
That's exactly what I said to him. But it seems he owns 3 galleries in Puerto Rico, and he wanted to buy all the watercolors. And then, before I could say anything, he wrote out a check for $5,000.
Caesar Raphael. Is the check good?
Yes. I called the bank. People are so helpful on the phone. The problem is, dear, he wants the paintings immediately. Today, he said, or there's no deal. So, you see why you have to make the decision, because it means giving up the opening.
Yes. Yes, I understand, dear. Warden, I know it's irregular, but could I have 1 minute alone with my wife?
Of course. You take the minute and make your decision. I won't influence you. But do remember, Jed, you are very prolific. There will be other openings and other shows.
Whose idea was it, yours or Baker's? First-class criminal mind.
But dear, how are you going to cover the check?
Well, money from the keeper.
Then you're back on schedule.
Oh, Thursday night, just as planned. I'll have all the money aged and ready. The boys have been going through dry runs round the clock. They tested the shoes this morning.
They worked?
Almost. Caesar got a slight bruise testing them, and Baker said he would beef up the voltage.
Good. Now, there's one other problem we have to solve. We must have proof the next day that the switch has worked, that they haven't gotten wise to us.
You mean when we know they've burned our money, we can start spending theirs?
I couldn't have put it better myself.
Okay. I'll find some way to confirm.
Emily, I'm not a sentimental person, as you have often observed. But I think, and I want you to know, you're the best wife a man could have.
Thank you, dear.
Come in, Warden.
I don't mean to rush you. I just wondered if you had made your decision.
Yes, Warden, we have. We've thought it over very carefully. It wasn't easy. But we've decided to take the money.
Oh, good. Congratulations.
Where'd they come from?
I rescued them from the pound. You ain't scared, are you?
Oh, it'll be fine once we get to know each other. Are you sure this won't hurt him?
Nope. Tranquilizers. Now, the frequency is set. Press this button right here.
Good luck. Oh, I almost forgot. Breakfast will be served right after you finish.
Scrambled eggs?
Chili sausages and cornbread pancakes.
Terrific. I'm hungry already.
Pastry chef, this is Cookie Cutter. Are you in the kitchen yet? Over.
Roger, Cookie Cutter. We are in the kitchen and are about to make our move into the pantry. Everything okay out there?
Everything's quiet, but I was wondering, How long will sleeping dogs lie?
Has it become a problem?
Not yet, but sometime soon.
I understand, Cookie Cutter, and have anticipated your problem. Look in the cupboard. More sleepy time. Out. Watch out. Watch out for the blade.
Okay.
Terrific.
Pastry chef, this is Cookie Cutter. How is it going?
Cookie Cutter, this is Pastry Chef. The man is knocking on the pantry door. Hey, man, are you sweating? Fantastic, man, fantastic.
This is pastry chef calling. Caesar is in the pantry. I repeat, Caesar is in the pantry and is now starting to mix his salad.
Caesar salad. Oh, Baker, really?
Six, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Good doggy. Emily cooked it for you all herself. Pastry chef, what is happening? Over.
Stay cool. Everything is fine here. 3 more steps and we'll be out of the frying pan.
Roger. Out.
You hear something? No, I swear I heard, like a clunk. Came from in there. We better check it. Clunks. I better take my vacation soon, boy.
Hey, what do you think of doing a 3-color run for the holiday edition?
Huh? What?
Oh, man, you're a million miles away.
Is it noon yet?
Hey, what's the matter with you? You've been staring at that clock all morning. If you turn your head around, you can see it now.
Oh, it's just nerves, I guess.
Would you stop staring at that telephone? As soon as she knows the money's been burned, she'll call.
How will she know? Why wouldn't she tell us? If she takes a risk...
Listen, she said to trust her. And if this broad says to trust, you got to trust. And stop being so nervous. You know it's 12 o'clock already?
Pursuant to regulations, I am authorized to destroy in the name of the government of the United States the following amounts and denominations of decommissioned currency, as specified in this manifest.
This manifest is in order, and I recognize you to be an authorized representative of the government. Open the vault.
Ignition, please. Fire in the hole. Open the door.
You want to start with the ones, sir?
No, let's start right in with the hundreds. Funny. No matter how many times I do this, the first bundle's always hard.
Jed, I do believe we've done it.
So we have done it.
Just like you said we would.
Caesar, how did you get permission to visit?
Our parole officer arranged a business conference.
Business?
The newest member of our gallery staff, an apprentice artist.
Specialize in hanging things.
Tidy, very tidy. I want to hear all about it.
We can talk while we're eating. I made a casserole.
Good. I'm so excited I could eat anything. Anything prepared by your loving hands.
Canfield. Oh, yes, dear. Well, about 4:30. Well, dear, it is Sunday. You know, I like to be available to the visitors. What's that? No, I haven't forgotten. I'm bringing it home today. As a matter of fact, I'll put it in the car right now so I won't forget. Yes. Yes, dear. Bye-bye.
Afternoon, Warden.
Oh, Bob.
Sure looks like rain, doesn't it?
I believe you're right. Summer storm, I guess.
But here's the topper. Yesterday, a guy walked in, and I really did sell something. My first.
Sure did. And dear, the art critic from the Tribune stopped by. He wants to see the very next batch of things you do.
I guess I'd better get busy and start painting again. I wonder how they look on real art paper.
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but I'd like to borrow Jed for a brief conversation. Oh, Oh, darling, my timing is terrible, isn't it? Maybe we better head for cover.
Oh,
Come on, here.
I forgot to eat.
Come on.
Oh, this is too naughty.
Much better. Much better. What is it you want to talk to me about, Warden? As a matter of fact, I'm going to put the bite on you.
Oh, yeah?
Do you remember that watercolor I bought from you?
Yeah.
Well, it's much more valuable than I imagined. My wife discovered its secret. It's perfect above the sideboard at home. So, home it goes. But I have got divvies on the very next thing you paint. After all, I've got a vacant spot in the office now.
Warden, you got yourself a deal. And the next one is on me. A gift to the man who made these good things possible.
You have a real talent, Negan. It's good you found it finally. Bye-bye.
What do you say we go inside?
You go ahead. We don't mind being alone. Do you mind? I'm starving.
Now, this is Snyder in the parking lot. Is the warden around? Yeah, well, tell him to get down here on the double. What's wrong? I'll tell you what's wrong. The son of a gun left his sunroof open.
No. It's really very nice out here.
Really? You always used to say that rain depressed you.
It does. All my life, anything bad that's happened to me has happened on a rainy day. But maybe today will be an exception.